Hello YouTube world. Today we have yet another video which involves stocks and bonds, and today we'll be going over Palantir technologies. They basically offer services to different kind of like construction buildings, wires, different type of resources to like government employees and non-government employees. Unfortunately, they do not pay a dividend yield, which is okay because this stock seems to be doing quite well, and they're going for $186.96. At closing hour, they're up 4.76. After hours, 0.75. Even though this is after hours investing on a Sunday, but this is something to look forward to in the days to come. Now let's begin. So, basically, like I said before, pay attention to the graph, top and bottom. It doesn't really matter which graph, but yeah, what's up? Just out here teaching stocks and bonds. So basically, stay between 187, 185. It's haram if it's not used for like good things, like technology and internet, things of that nature. So it's haram when it's gambling, casino, uh, things like that. Uh, so it's a technology company that offers technical services, and as you can see, like I said in previous videos, this middle line right here, top and bottom, but this middle line right here is the most important because it'll tell you, whether to buy or sell. The lines between 187 and 185, and green is to buy, red is to sell. And with it being above this green line right here, it's definitely worth looking into. I actually saw one of the sheikhs, and the sheikh said it can be haram if it depends on which ones that you're using. It can be haram, but as long as it's not meant for haram purposes, then you're good. So let's continue. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask anything. Let's see what it looks like for the rest of the week. And as you can see, even though it starts off down here, but the results right here, right between these two lines, the results right here is what you want to pay attention to. It's most important because you don't want to like get into like stocks that's not doing too well. You always want to do the research on it, and I don't want to display how much money I got. Now let's take a look to see what it looks like for the rest of the month. Now always remember, these are only predictions. Anything can change. But as of right now, this is just for educational purposes. And if you can see right down there, right between the 176, 163, is the line that's most important, the line that you want to look at. Because if it's down here and it's red, a lot of people will hold, but this would be a good time to sell if that were the case. So let's take a look for the next 3 months. And as you can see, this area down here is looking real good but healthy, in which it gives it that pushing power above the 170. Now you can see that middle line I was telling you about very clearly right here, but it goes all the way straight through. That's pretty much the line which you want to pay attention to. Now, for the next 6 months, yeah, you see, it touches right here, and it goes all the way right here. And that's pretty much exactly what you want to see. You know, green is to buy, red is to sell. And, you know, if you have like a few dollars, couple dollars, you know, download the application and look for this particular stock and just see what it does. You know, I like to buy a stock and wait like a day or two just to let it run its course, you know, because sometimes, you know, it may not hit, but a lot of times it will. So that's why I kind of want to like give it a chance or two. Now let's take a look for the year. As you can see, everything leads up to right here, in which it pulls through for the buying power. The buying power, you know, always pay attention to this middle line right here. If it's red down here, that means it's not really a good stock, but it has potential. But if it's green above this line, like in this area, you know, I can say it's pretty much a good to go. Now, let's take a look for the next 2 years. 2 years. And as you can see, there really hasn't been a red line, you know, pretty much since I started looking at this app. And that's a good thing too, you know, because you want to invest to make some money, not really invest to like, you know, lose money. But the key things that you want to do is diverse. You know, you always want to diversify, meaning like more than one stock in your portfolio. Let's take a look for the next 5 years. You know, and as you can see right here, um, green is to buy, red is to sell. And it's so simple. Like to read the graph is real simple. You know, once you understand the line between, and if it's red or green, that's pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much it. What you want to look forward to and look at is exactly this line right here, and exactly what it needs to do. Now, take a look for the next 10 years. Yep, most definitely. You know, 10 years. I'm just doing it by the years and everything, or by the schedule up there. And so 225, right? That's the year. And right up here, oops, right up here is where you want to pay attention to, between here and up there. Um, is always you want to pay attention to. Now, this is just the basics, the understanding, like the beginning. You know, they have way more different advances, graphs, and different lines and different setups. But, you know, in order for you to understand that, you got to understand the basic of it. Again, you know, it kind of looks the same from 10 years to all overall, but it's a little bit more thicker in this area, right? A little bit more thicker in that area. And so, you know, green is to buy, red is to sell. Green is to buy, red is to sell. And that line right here pretty much says it all. Um, yeah, so, you know, again, it's after hours, it's on Sunday, you know, but we can definitely see how the market looks when it opens up on Monday, right? But again, this is kind of how it's going to look during this open weeks, maybe this week. S&P 500, Dow Jones. I would like to say thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep investing.